A new lipless concept from Baitsanity. Nishine releases new colors in a lot of their favorite baits, and a special Respect the OG Bento just for this weekend, featuring a Grow Designs Flag 170. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle. Welcome to the Hookup Tackle. Oh, what a stud.
Yeah. Look at that.
So sick.
Woo!
Cheers, my friends. Happy Sunday. All right, guys, some breaking news. What's new this week at the Hookup Tackle?
What a beautiful post-spawn fish. Look at that.
Look at that gut on that.
That's a nice fish.
Welcome back, my friends. I've been with the Hookup Tackle, the Tackle Taku on Instagram, being joined this wonderful Cinco de Mayo, Jeff.
Oh, it is.
Yes. Happy
Crazy.
Cinco de Mayo to you.
Whatever that means.
And
Happy
your
Cinco
people.
de Mayo to my
Bug,
people.
the bug throwing people.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Cheers, my friends. I know this makes no sense drinking a Japanese beer on Cinco de Mayo, but I'm fresh out of Pacifica.
Oh.
I failed my job, which was the only
Dang,
thing I had to
dude.
do this morning
One
was
day.
pick up beer on the way to the shop. I couldn't even get that right. So, cheers to you. My wife wouldn't be surprised that I couldn't get the one chore correct I was supposed to do. I'm gonna drink to myself.
Let's go.
Yeah. Cheers, guys. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Hopefully you're out fishing. We appreciate the time if you guys are watching us. Jeff, would you like a beer?
No.
This is like maybe one of the greatest holidays because you're just supposed to, you know, drink and party and, you know, you want to participate, you're just going to stay over there.
I'm fine.
Cheers, non-bums. You're fine?
I'm fine.
You're boring. How about we talk about some tackle?
Okay.
Okay. All right, let's get into it. So, as we have, oh, by the way, this is what's new this week at the
Right,
Hookup Tackle.
that
Just
part.
in case you're new here, you've probably already tuned out, but we're going to talk about some new product drops, highlight important restocks. We're going to make fun of the guy behind the camera. His
That's
name
me.
is Jeff. He's a super bum.
Yeah, super.
He likes throwing bug baits.
Yeah, favorite.
Does not drink beer
No,
or eat anything good.
best combination of a person.
Water and bug baits. Yeah, super exciting. It's amazing you don't have a girl. All right, let's get into some tackle. We are celebrating this month our 25th anniversary being in business. So we have been kind of starting the festivities early. I mean, basically every Sunday is a festivity, but always looking for another reason to party and celebrate. So we have been running some special BOGOs. We've been running some special 25% off. All that is going to continue this week since it's Cinco de Mayo, May 5th. We're going to do 5 special BOGOs and 5 25% off sales. So it's going to be a pretty cool weekend. But the other thing we've been doing is each week we've been doing a special kind of bento box. So a bento box is something we do here. We assemble some things. This week is kind of a neat one for us. So if you remember back to ICAST, it was just yet another ICAST of knockoffs, right?
Yeah.
And so when we came back, we were all kind of disturbed, right? And we did this thing we called Respect the OG. It was basically kind of a whole month where we celebrated the brands, the original creators of the baits that were knocked off so heavily in ICAST. So for the first time since then, we've actually had all of the baits that were knocked off in stock at the same time. So we decided to put them into a bento. So this is our anniversary Respect the OG bento box. It's got about $120 value or so for $100, but it's less about like being a sale bento and more that it's just a dope box of cool shit that is hardly ever here. Okay, so if you guys remember the Respect the OG, the companies that were involved, of course, we had Depths, right? So you guys remember the cover scat was knocked off by multiple companies, right? I think Missile and Spro, I think, were the two big ones, right? Fish Arrow knocked it off too. So there will be a pack of cover scats in the box. Megabass was knocked off multiple things, right? So you had the mag draft that was knocked off, so there will be a 6-inch mag draft in each box by multiple companies. The dark sleeper was knocked off, right? Z-Man. The 110 was knocked off, right? So it'll be a 110, a dark sleeper, a mag draft. You had OSP, right? So you remember Crapola and the Live Beaver incident. You also had Spro with the EXDR. So you've got some OSPs. And then, of course, the winner of Best New Lure, right?
Ooh, no way.
So here you go, the Grow Designs Flag 170. So these are hardly ever in. So there's the box, okay? So you get all the items that you just saw. Now, there are 4 different colors of Grow Design Flag 170. So we're actually breaking these boxes into 4 separate options based on the color, okay? So every box will get the cover scat. Every box will get the 6-inch mag draft, the OSP baits, the other Megabass baits, and then you're gonna get one of 4 color Flag 170. So you guys order it how you want, okay? If there's any still available. So keep in mind, if I could order 10,000 Flag 170s, I would, right? But they come in such limited quantities. So there's 4 possible options. So this is the new kokanee color, which is just a really nice, beautiful, it could be anything. It could be a kokanee, obviously, shad. There's a new rainbow trout color. And again, I think this is a super sick all-around color. It could be a great shad color. So that's option number 2. There is Bite Star. So it's a nice shad with a little chartreuse on the back. That's option number 3. And then option number 4 is King Smelt. Okay, so there are very few of each color available. There's less of the shads than there are the trouts. So scoop them up, $100. It's all yours. If you guys want one of each box or just one, trout or whatever you want to do, you're welcome to it. Those are available while supplies last. They respect the OG bento. All right, let's stay on one of those OG companies for a minute. A couple of sneaky restocks that we just slid in. Just letting you guys know about. None of these have a lot of inventory, but if any of them speak to you, you can snatch them up. 110 Juniors, we got a few Japan-only colors in, including Cotton Wakasagi. So I know a lot of you guys are fans of the Juniors who might want to scoop those up. Last week, we released 10 limited edition 110+1 Junior colors. Most of them sold out right away. There's still a handful of a few colors. So Cotton Wakasagi is still over there. GLX Bolt, Tonekin, and Chartreuse Shad still have some inventory. So if you missed out last week, you can still scoop up some of those. A blast from the past, okay? These aren't gonna last once guys realize that they're there. But there's a couple of colors of SMX Spriggans over there. So the Spriggan is a really cool hunting crankbait. There's only a couple of colors, but they're both kind of dope. It's a 3/8 ounce, 48 millimeter. They're gonna sell out very quick. So if that speaks to you, those are over there. And then there's a bunch of cool restocks. Karashis are back across the board. This is such a hot bait. It's probably the best-selling small bait that I've ever had. Just because the flat gets bit, it's a great one for schoolies. Also, all the Bait Finesse portal, including Baby Kingo and Shigo and all that stuff, are back in the X-80 Juniors and the X-70s. And then Matt Shad's back across the board in X-80s, +2s, Ito Shiners, so on and so forth. So if you're Megabass fans, you can scoop any of that up right now. Another bait for your people.
Oh, yes.
We're gonna actually talk
Urban.
legit.
Whoa.
How about
Look at those.
a couple of limited edition colors of Shads from Spro. Now, these were 2 colors that they released at the Bassmasters Classic as just a promotion. We were lucky enough to scoop up the last of them. So there's 2 colors. There's Westgill, and then there's Grand Shad. Grand Shad also comes numbered. So they made 3,000 total pieces.
Wow.
So you're gonna actually know which piece you got. I'm just gonna take it out of the package because, I've been kind of brutal on Spro about their terrible shad colors, right? This one's pretty sick.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
This one's really nice. So no extra money. They're all hand painted. They're all beautiful. You can see that Grand Shad. It's got the nice scaling on there. It's semi-transparent. It's got the pearl belly. This could be a great gizzard, a thread fin. So this would be a super dope one in your collection. The Shad is a very easy shad glide to use. And at a $59.99 price point, it's a very affordable Shad glide to get. So available wall supplies glass. This is just a one-time offering. Okay, they had planned to sell them all out at the Classic, and I just scooped up what was left. So there you go. Those are available now. Well, we are on Classic limited colors. They also did 2 colors in the Little Jon 50 MD. So you have Grand Craw and Winner Shad. Okay, not Loser Shad. Although that would be kind of a funny color.
That would be kind of.
Yeah. They should have done Loser Shad and Winner Shad together. So here's Winner Shad. It looks a lot better out of the package because it's transparent, it's clear on the belly, and then it kind of fades up to like a holographic, sparkly silver side, and then you get kind of that like black scale. It's a pretty dope all-around shad pattern. I dig it. So there's that one, and then of course, you know, Grand Craw is pretty self-explanatory. It's just a really nice craw pattern. So again, this is gonna be a one-time offering. If those speak to you, those are available now from Spro. All right, Jeff.
Yep.
When you think new cutting-edge revolutionary lipless bait, what brand comes to mind?
I would think probably like a Megabass would jump into the mix. Maybe even Lucky Craft finally updating the LV500 after 50 years.
Does it need an update? It doesn't need an update.
That's it.
Okay, this might surprise you.
Yeah.
How about Baitsanity?
Oh, don't
Okay.
they make swim baits?
So they are a swim bait brand that is expanding into more, I'm going to call it normal baits.
Okay.
And they're calling it their simple bait. Oops, I pointed at the wrong thing. They're calling it their simple bait, series. So this is a simple bait lipless. It's a brand new concept. It's actually pretty cool. Griff has had their prototypes probably for, it feels like about a year that you've had these. So I'm going to have him talk to you guys about what this is, what it does, how to use it so that you could maximize your enjoyment with this. It's a pretty cool concept. So Griff, do you mind? Happy Cinco de Mayo, sir.
Oh yeah. Get the May. Get the May. All right, guys. So the Baitsanity Lipless. All right. So it's a 1/2 ounce. It's 60 millimeter. Out of the package, this bait is going to float. All right. So it's going to float. It comes with tungsten strips on there, so you can customize the sink rate on it. Right? Or you can just add your own lead or whatever you want to do to it. You can fish it like a normal lipless. As out of the package, you can cast it out and you can use it as a wake bait. I've been fishing in this in like a foot of water and just catching a lot of bass. Pretty cool bait. It's got a very unique sound to it. A lot of good transparent or translucent, however you want to say it, it doesn't matter. It all means the same thing. Colors in there, cool colors on there. One thing about this is that you can work it pretty fast. It's not really going to blow out on you. It's just going to swim. It's going to go head down just like a typical lipless. The ability to fish it on top of the water or wherever. Sometimes I put the weight on there and I'll sink it to the very top of the grass, and as soon as it touches it, it just stops. It doesn't dig itself in there, so I'm not really getting caught in there, and then when I rip it, the fish will just come out of the grass and then eat it like that.
So when you rip it, is it kind of pausing a little bit, almost like a suspend before it slowly starts sinking down again?
Yes.
So it's got a lot more ripability
yeah.
than a traditional heavy lipless.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's a ton of uses. I feel like this is a year-round bait. I was just out like 2 weeks ago catching smallmouth on it. So there it is right there. If you want to see a video of me catching it, Jeff will link it somewhere here. There you go.
Or if he forgets, what's your channel?
Hell Yeah Fishing. You just go on there. It's the very first video I ever posted on my channel.
I never forget.
You're gonna forget.
I never forget.
Yeah, you were yawning when he was talking. All right, thanks, Griff. Yeah. All right, so let's go through these colors, okay? Just so you guys know what it is. Blazed perch.
Blazed perch.
Yeah. Why is it blazed?
That's for 420 guys.
Okay. Red alert.
Okay.
Jungle perch.
Yep.
Bluegill. Essence. Crawl. Alpha. Summer Shad. Okay, there's your color line. Relatively inexpensive. I think they're $15.99, I want to say. So kind of priced where all good lipless are. So there you go. Might be a fun one to try out. Those are available now from Baitsanity. All right, Jeff, let's talk about a promotion. So
Okay.
25% off in a BOGO.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do 5 different buy one get one promotions today, and 5 different 25% off to help us celebrate our 25th anniversary. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You looked confused, and it made me confused, and I just started thinking about drinking beer.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, you know what?
Okay. So every Cinco de Mayo,
Yeah.
inevitably, I pull up my feed
Mhm,
and I see Yamamoto post "Happy Cinco de Mayo."
Yeah. It's their one sale day.
It's
of
their
the-
one day a
when
year
they
that they
sell
get to
a
do
million
something. Right.
packs.
So we're just gonna jump on the bandwagon. So anything Yamamoto, 25% off. Okay. So if you want any of their new baits, if you want any of those junky old Senkos, right? Zakos, Craws, whatever, 25% off Yamamoto. We'll run this for, I don't know, like 48 hours, something like that. Give you guys a chance. Okay. So 25% off Yamamoto starts now. And then while we're on BOGO, how about BOGO Evergreen Royal Flashes? Okay, so we're gonna do this on Royal Flash and Royal Flash Junior. This is a Japan only, I'm just gonna call it a big bait offering. It's kind of a wake bait, it's a multi-joint, you can crank it. You can get it to deadwalk a little bit, but a really interesting bait, very cool. There's a lot of colors over there. So I would just like to see some of you guys try it. I think you would really enjoy this bait if you gave it a shot. So if you're looking for a good high in the column, kind of bigger wake, this could be a good option. I know so many of you guys throw rats. This could be a nice, like, quieter option to that. So Royal Flash Junior, buy one, get one free. All right, well, we're talking about rats. Combat Rat from Evergreen, finally in. So anybody that pre-ordered, thank you very much for your patience. This was, everything was expected at the Classic. Only a few colors showed, so a lot of colors were still out in limbo. Now, finally, everything is here. Okay, so this is the first time I've actually had them all to show you. So I'm just gonna walk through them. So there is a matte brown. There is a pink rat. There is a big bite shart. They even put the little silver gill on it. It's kind of
Wow,
cool.
that's so cool.
Okay, calm down. Olive gold flash. I think that one's pretty dope. Gray flash. I also think that one's kind of dope. Matte black and matte white. So there are all of your colors. Combat Rat, just so you guys know, just to spec it out, it's 147 millimeters, so just about 6 inches long, 2.3 ounces. It does come with a spare tail. You can use any tail you want to. If you want to put like a robo worm or a trick worm or whatever, or a curly tail, you can do that. The idea of the Combat Rat, let me just take one out. Let's take out one of these. It's got the insert. The idea with the Combat Rat is that it is a kind of a quote-unquote tournament rat. That's kind of what they're calling it. If you guys are familiar with rats, most of them have a sweet speed, and that sweet speed is usually very slow to keep it waking, right? And then as soon as you start going faster, it either kind of washes out or it cranks down and turns into like a crank down. So the Combat Rat is designed to go any speed and stay at the surface. You can fish it much quicker than a traditional rat. It's attached by 2 metal hinges that are going to create a squeak and a plop. There is an internal knocker in there, so you can walk this bait over open water and you're going to get that little bit of a knocking sound. So it's got a lot of game, and it's in that $60 price point instead of that $120 price point, so it's a really good price point for a rat. So there you go. The Combat Rat from Evergreen, finally available now. All right, Nishine. I should have Griff talk about this too. The Namazu Master. Now I'll just talk about it. All right. One of our favorite baits. This is the Namazu, aka plastic catfish. Gets updated with 3 new colors. Now this is pretty big.
Yeah.
Because up to now there's only been 2 colors. There's been black or green pumpkin. So it's been like a very simple lineup. But now some much needed. I mean, we have been dying for bone, right?
In a catfish imitating bait?
Yes,
Okay.
you gotta have bone. So
Yeah.
now there's finally bone. By the way, these are gonna be available in the 5-inch and the 4-inch. So when they're on that albino catfish bite,
You could
oh,
get them.
bro,
Yep.
done,
Yep.
right?
8
So
packs.
that is color minimum. There's also 2 goby colors, okay? So there's goby with purple flakes, and there's goby with gold flakes. Now, by goby, they mean green pumpkin. Yeah. So, you know, it's basically a nice, beautiful green pumpkin color with black and purple or with black and gold. So this is nice just because it gives us some options, and I'm a sucker for anything like this, like with the purple flake. I'm actually excited about the bone too. So if you're new to the Namazu from Nishine, most of us use it on a free rig. Even though the bait was kind of designed to be like a weightless or a Jika rig or something like that, it's basically just designed to give a catfish look. It doesn't do a whole lot, which is kind of the magic of the bait. If you look at little catfish on the bottom, they're not having these big movements or anything. They're basically just doing what this bait is doing, and the fish absolutely smoke it. So it's become a staple for a lot of us. So there you go. 3 new colors in the 5-inch and the 4-inch Namazu. Those are available now. While we are on Nishine, there is also a brand new size, a 2.5-inch size of their Drop Shot Minnow. Okay, so Drop Shot Minnow is a really popular drop shot bait amongst the people who know. And I would say that it doesn't have the clout or the fame as like a Robo Worm or a Hazardon or something like that, but they're a very soft hand-poured plastic, and now you've got a really downsized option, so we need to go super finesse. You could also use this bait on like a hover stroll or something like that. So there's all the colors that are in the larger one transfer through to the smaller size as well. So those are all available now from Nishine. All right, also Nishine came out with a drop shot hook a while ago. They're next to impossible to keep in stock. They're back in stock now in their size 5, which is the original size, okay? So the Nishine drop shot hook is designed to be snelled, and there's directions on the back to teach you guys how to snell. This is going to be the size that you want to use on like a Hazardon Shad, that little drop shot minnow we just showed you. Any of those smaller like 2 to 4 inch soft plastics, this is a great one. By snelling it, it keeps that hook solid on the line. It reduces any type of twisting. It also reduces your bait from twisting up while you retrieve it as well. So your line's going to have a lot less coil on it. So those are available. And then new is a weedless version. Okay, so it's basically the same hook, it just has a weed guard attached to it. So you can see that that weed guard is hand tied on there. So again, there's directions on the back on what to do, but essentially what you're going to do is you're going to take this weed guard and you're going to go up through the eye of the hook like this. You're going to bring your line down and you're going to snell that weed guard on there, and then you just have this little weed guard on there that you can attach into the bait. You can just keep right there, and it's just going to give you a touch of weed resistance. This isn't going to let you throw into super heavy cover or anything like that. It's going to give you just a little bit of resistance should there be like floating moss or algae or like little strands of grass or something. It'll keep that off a little bit better than just the open hook. Okay, so there you go, some new droppings from Nishine. All right, Jeff, let's jump over to our next 25% off in BOGO deal. Okay, so deal number 2. 25% off one of our favorite brands here in the store, Optimum Baits. So Optimum makes some amazing swim baits. These are all pretty affordable swim baits too. They're all hand poured here in the USA, if you consider California part of the USA. Just had to throw that in there. No offense, guys. I'm just teasing. It's Cinco de Mayo. Here you go. Bunch of baits. There are line throughs, there's weedless, there's rigged, there's drop shot baits, there's different paddle tails, so all kinds of different options in there. So anything in the Optimum bait line, 25% off for the next 48 hours. Enjoy. All right, and then our next BOGO deal. Last week we did some OSP BOGO and it was great, very well received. Thank you guys for your business. We're just gonna extend that out this week as well. So a couple more OSP items, okay? So this week we are going to do BOGO on the brand new tool box. Okay, so this is basically just like a Lunker lunch box, but branded with the OSP. It's a semi-transparent top. There's dividers on the inside. So this is just a great one for any smaller, you know, storage type stuff that you need to do. I love these boxes. I use them all the time, whether it's the OSP or the Megabass or the Duo. So Buy one, get one free on OSP boxes. We're also going to do the same on the OSP Weed Rider jigs. Okay, so this is an amazing jig. It's available in 3/8, half, 5/8, and 3/4. It's a long shank, heavy wire hook on there, so it's designed for heavier cover, bigger line, bigger rods. You can put, you know, anything from an HP fish that we released a couple weeks ago to like a 5 or 6 inch swim bait on the back of it. 20-pound line, braid, no problem. Okay, so if you guys are looking for a big, heavy duty, really nice swim jig, buy one, get one free on those. And then finally, we are doing buy one, get one free on OSP Asura. So this is gonna be good on the suspending and the floating version. So the Asura, just an amazing downsizing jerkbait. It's 92 millimeters, just under 9 grams. Okay, so you're almost at, well, 3/8 almost of an ounce, but it has an internal weight transfer system, so it throws great. But even for a small little 90 millimeter bait, there's 3 hooks. So if they're being a little real lethargic, if they're slacking off of it, they'll still get hooked up. So some great colors. There's a bunch of really awesome colors available in both suspending and floating. Those are buy one, get one free while supplies last. Okay, quick restock note to let you know about Jeff. Not a huge supply, but the Teckel Max Squeeker, this is the new buzzbait that we launched about a month ago. The initial shipment flew out of here. I know a lot of you guys are just getting into buzzbait season, so we do have a handful of colors back in stock. We should see the next big shipment come sometime end of May, early June. So if you guys need anything, we've been out of like white, shad, bluegill, right? So if you've been missing those or need to add more, those are available in limited quantities again while supplies last from Teckel. Also, did you notice I got a new hat on today?
I did.
Okay, so this captain's cap from Sims has been one of my favorite fishing hats for a long time. We've always done it in that standard kind of T-bone largemouth design. We have 3 new designs in it. Same color, they're all that slate gray, which matches everything. But we have 3 new designs. So we have a largemouth deep 6 design. Okay, it says the hookup tackle, and it's a largemouth eating a deep 6. Okay. We have a smallmouth blitz design. Okay, so it's a smallmouth eating a OSP blitz. And then we have a brown trout eating a Megabass X-80. Okay, so a brown trout jerkbait design. Now, the captain's cap is a really lightweight, it almost feels like it's like a tent material, or like a workout, like a Columbia pant material, right? So it's really light. It's really good for being in the sun. You can sweat all day. It has this padded sweatband that runs the entire length of the hat. It weighs nothing. It's super comfortable. Even a big-headed guy like me looks good. So there you go. 3 new styles. By the way, this is our friend Matt Stockton with the clutch art coming through. So they're going to be a one-and-done deal. If they speak to you, those are available now. All right, new walking topwater bait from ISM. This is the ISM Falcon Punch. Okay, so this is a 120 millimeter, 28 gram, comes stock with BKK trebles. It is available in 7 different colors. Let me just take one out. I'm gonna take this one because I like white. Okay, so when you hear Falcon, you see it, it kind of looks like a little falcon, right? So designed to just be a high impact, very loud walking bait. It's just going to deliver you something that's a little bit different than walking baits that you are using now. Is it going to replace a kick knock or anything like that? Of course not. But is it something different? Yes, it comes with 2 big trebles instead of 3 smaller trebles. So it might be a good option if you guys need to fish it on heavier line. A lot of you guys live in places like the Delta or somewhere where you might have to throw a bait around grass or tules, maybe some heavy braid, and you need bigger, stronger hooks to be able to accommodate that and not bend out. This is ready to go out of the box. So 7 colors, right? So it's going to show them to you. Most of them are just nice, natural, like a sexy shad. There's some pinks, right? There's a couple that are saltwater specific too, like a Konashiro and a red, right? So good all around colors. There you go, from ISM Falcon Punch, available now. All right, Jeff, next promotion. So promotion number 3 and BOGO number 3.
Yep.
25% off Sims.
More Sims.
Okay?
Okay.
One of my favorite brands. So this time it's brand wide. So, you know, I know a lot of you guys are getting into, you know, that summer season where you're going to be trout fishing, you're going to be stream fishing, hiking around, you need some sun protection, whatever. So it's going to be good on packs, vests, backpacks. I know it's a weird thing to talk about on a fishing show, but Sim socks are money. Literally wear them every day when it's when I have to wear pants, right? It's also going to be good on jackets, sweatshirts, if you guys live unfortunate places where it's still cold. But it's also going to be good on all of the sunwear as well, including all of our new artwork and including gloves, buffs, the new hats I just showed you. So anything Sims for the next couple of days, feel free to stock up. 25% off all Sims. All right, which leads us to BOGO number 3. Last week we did a 25% off promotion off Valley Hill and Whiplash, and it got a little confusing because they are 2 different brands, but they're both kind of run by Valley Hill. So we're just gonna bump the Whiplash into the BOGO just to give you guys a chance to try it. So there you go. Anything Whiplash, buy one, get one free. So they make some really good walking baits, disturbing wire, spitting wire, live wires, some really good options, some nice natural patterns, some bright gaudy patterns. But it's a brand that you should check out. I think you guys will enjoy doing it. So any Whiplash product, you can mix and match however you want to do it. Buy one, get one free for the next couple of days. Yeah, the reason I like the Intruder is it's a solar flex shirt.
Oh, it is.
That is half solar flex and then half like this really light ripstop.
Yeah.
So the Intruder originally was designed for like the Keys in like super hot, sweaty environments, which pretty much is where we live, right? But it has all the fancy stuff. So there's a glass cleaner built into the shirt, which is fire. There's a pretty big zip up here. So, I mean, I can store everything I need. I mean, I could probably put a 6-pack in there. Right, it's pretty big. It still has the same Solarflex hood with the snap.
Yeah.
Right? It has the sleeve holes if you like to use those. I don't use those because I love gloves, but a lot of people hate gloves, right? But the biggest thing is it's like 2 inches longer
I see that.
than a Solarflex.
I see that. Yeah.
So it's 6'3". A lot of times those Solarflex, I'm like showing off my Orion body. So this, you know, gives me a little bit more coverage. So Intruder, and plus you still get the cool artwork. Yeah. Right? Buff back. Yeah. So there you go. All right, Jeff, let's jump over to our friends at Lucky Craft. So a couple of new drops this week from Lucky Craft, and in rare form, they're dropping new baits with an entire color line. I don't believe normally it's like, oh, they dropped a bait and there's like one color, it's 4, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it's great. But there's actually 15 colors in this new bait.
Wow, what a change of heart.
So here we go, let's dive in. This is the brand new Fat CB SR. That's it, relax.
There is no way.
That's it, yeah. I know you're waiting for blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
That'll come.
Oh.
Yeah, but for today, it's a Fat CB SR. Now, a few weeks back, we released the Flat CB SR, right?
Yep.
Oh. And so I brought one just so we could compare and contrast. Flat CBSR, Fat CBSR. Okay? So, me,
flat.
me,
You.
this is...
Who's that?
I'm not going to say any names.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay? So, I like you all too much. So there you go. Flat CBSR. I don't even know what the hell we were talking about. Let me just spec this out and talk about this. Okay, so Fat CB. This is a bait that comes in 4 different sizes, a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. Okay, it is designed as a vegetation square bill, but sometimes when you're fishing in vegetation, it dives just a little too deep. And when you go to rip it, it just dives further in. So by developing the SR, it gives you a bait that's designed to go 1 to 3 feet. Okay, so 3 foot's gonna be the max dive. So if the water's here and you got all that vegetation growing up, this is a great one for staying right in that top zone. Really, really good crankbait. 75 millimeters, 23 grams, so you're at about 3/4 of an ounce. So it's kind of like a BDS 3.5 almost, if you guys are used to it. You guys can fish it around riprap, you can fish it around rock, but it's really going to shine around vegetation. So again, 15 different colors. I'm gonna fly through them with you guys really quick just so you can see them. I can take them all out of the package, it'll be here forever. But green purple craw, color number 1. Gizzard shad, pretty standard. Lucky Craft makes maybe the best straightforward gizzard shad color, I think, of any brand. So brands that are paying attention, this is the one you want to knock off. Okay. OT moss craw. I love that color.
That one looks really good.
Yeah, it's just dirty. Wow. Right. Flake striped gill. Japan craw. Another just nice natural one. Chartreuse black craw. Teo craw. Teo green craw. Nice natural green and orange. Delta crazy craw. Table rock craw.
I think they like craw.
They love craws.
Oh my god.
Brown craw.
Can you get another shad?
Here you go. BE gill. Finally a gill color. Here's a shad color for you. Pink dragon gill.
Oh my god.
All right. Flake kabuki gill. All right. And then finally spring craw. You only need the one shad.
Oh my
color,
god.
Jeff. So
Ghost minnow.
No, that would be ridiculous. Or chartreuse shad or pearl threadfin shad. No. There you go, guys. The Fat CB SR from Lucky Craft, available now. All right, another new bait from Lucky Craft. Okay, the LC 1.0 DD DRS.
Yeah.
There, better.
There it is.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the 1.0 size, okay, which is 55 millimeters, so about 2 inches. DD, meaning deep diving. This is going to be essentially kind of like a 5 to 8 foot diver. So deep is relative, right? The original is just a square bill. This is going to get you the next level. And DRS, meaning deep rattling sound. So you're going to have that one knock, that one deep knocker in there. 10 grams, so 3/8 of an ounce. Again, available in a bunch of colors. So basically all the same colors that I just showed you are going to be available in this as well. This one has 10 colors. The other one had 15 colors, right? So no shad in this one because that would have made too much sense, right? But if you guys are fans of craw colors,
We got everyone.
I've got them for you, okay? Or there's a couple bluegills as well. So there you go. The 1.0 DD DRS from Lucky Craft is available now. All right, Jeff, I know you need some shad crankbaits, okay? How about an LC 2.0 RT?
Okay.
Okay, so we haven't had the RT
No.
yet. RT standing for rattling. DRS, deep rattling sound. RT, rattle. Okay?
Just rattle.
Yeah.
Okay.
So not deep, just like normal rattle. So what's cool about this is that we don't get LC 2.0s very often. We get LC 1.5s and 2.5s all the time, but the 2.0 is kind of like a magical size. When you go from 1.5 to 2.5, it's a huge jump. The 2.0 fits right in between, 65 millimeters, 15 grams, so it's a true half-ounce crankbait that you could throw on pretty much every square bill rod. Now, in typical Lucky Craft fashion, you get one color option. Okay, so there you're looking at it, pearl threadfin shad. But since you're just a shad guy, boom, you got a good shad color. So those are also available now. Pointer 100s are back in a ton of colors, including Clear Lake Hitch. This has been a color that hasn't been available for ages and ages and ages. This is actually, you just came back from Havasu. You and Julius were filming. Back in 1927 when I was tournament fishing.
Right.
I was just gonna say it before Griff threw it out there. Yeah, relax. This was my go-to color.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So even though it was designed for Clear Lake, any clear water environment, this color just smashes because it's totally transparent and it's kind of a greenish bronze kind of color, but still has that pearl. So it blends into every environment. This is a killer color combination. If you guys are fans of the 100, this is definitely one to put in your arsenal. I'm gonna say it's been maybe 10 years since I've seen this color made. So I would grab it. There you go, Clear Lake Hitch, Pointer 100, available now. And then another throwback, how about Pointer 78 DDs?
Wow.
It has been a minute since we've had them now. Lucky Craft is going to get a little bit more aggressive in their kind of JDM packaging and styling. They're going to get away from some of that kind of boring US packaging that all looks exactly the same. And they're going to go with some new packaging. So here you go, brand new packaging from Lucky Craft in the Pointer 78 DD. This is probably their single most popular jerkbait in the entire lineup. Because it's that magical size of 78 millimeters, still gets down 7, 8, 9 feet. It weighs 3/8 of an ounce, so you could throw it on a spinning, you could throw it on a casting. It's kind of just the original kind of 110 plus 1 junior, right? But it's a little bit smaller, still gets to that same depth. 3 colors, okay? And all shads, no cross, Jeff.
Thank you.
Imagine that, no cross in a jerkbait.
Darn.
So here you go, pearl, threadfin shad, chartreuse shad, MS American shad, available in that right now from Lucky Craft. All right, Jeff, promotion number 4 for today, 25% off Noris. So Noris, one of the most popular brands in Japan. They've got a pretty big lineup of baits, specifically soft plastic baits. I know a lot of you guys are relatively new to the brand, so you're just starting to experiment with how they're going to implement into your arsenals. So I thought maybe by doing 25% off, it'll help you guys try and experiment and see if anything fits, right? So if you're looking at their soft plastics, they've got a lot of great wacky worms. They've got a lot of the Escape Twin, comes in multiple sizes. It's just a staple on the back of a jig or a free rig. They make great spinner baits. They make great crankbaits. Also, they make great rods as well, and specifically in the crankbait rod. So we're going to apply it to that as well. So if you guys have been interested in any of the Noris Roadrunner rods, this would be a great week to take 25% off of those as well. And of course, as always, I put my Instagram handle in the front of the episode so that you guys can know how to reach me if you guys ever have rod questions. I love talking about rods. You can hit me there. But 25% off Noris, that is available for the next couple of days. And then our next BOGO, one for your people. I don't know why I like saying that so
yeah, you
much.
really do.
I really do. Shimano Arma Joint swim baits. Buy one, get one free. Okay, so this is the Flash Boost foldable swim bait from Shimano. Super popular. Your buddy in Japan. Responsible for putting this in most of our hands. Did you throw that big one while you're out there?
I have not yet.
Okay. That one's huge, isn't it?
It's big.
Okay. So just in case you guys have forgotten, the Arma Joint has that internal flash boost in there. It is a foldable bait, so on the cast it's going to fold, so it eliminates a lot of that kind of, wind drag. You can walk it, you can swim it. Lots of different things you can do with it. The hooks are attached, and when they hook up, they pull out of the bait. So a lot of interesting tech with this thing, tons of colors. So a great chance to, again, add them to your arsenal, play with something different. But that is the Shimano Arma Joint swim bait. Those are buy one, get one free. All right, a couple quick Imakatsu jigs to mention, Jeff. We got a huge shipment in of the Imakatsu Mogulla swim jig in new sizes. So now the range ranges anywhere from 5 gram all the way to ½ ounce. Okay, so we just used to have 1 or 2 sizes. Now there's a bunch of new sizes, and all the key colors are back. So this is kind of similar to that Weed Rider from OSP. It's got a longer hook. It comes through cover exceptionally well. You can fish it on heavier line. A very popular swim jig. So those are available now. Going the opposite direction, one of Griff's favorite jigs of all time, the Mickey Head jig, is back in a bunch of sizes and key colors. So the Mickey Head jig, 3/8, half, all the normal colors. They are going to have kind of, it's almost like a ball sack in a way on the head. It's got a very unique, if I can get it out of the package, very unique kind of shaped head to it that allow this bait to stand unlike any other bait. It's going to rotate up and then pulls forward, falls back down, rotates up, hops. So you're going to get a different action out of this bait if you're wanting to fish a jig kind of in one place, all the weights below the jig, so you can literally just kind of rotate this jig up and down, and you can imagine what that craw is going to do as it lifts and falls. So just a very unique jig, very popular jig, so those all return from Imakatsu. And then there's also a new tungsten casting jig from Imakatsu. So these are also going to be available in a couple of key sizes, 3/8, ½ ounce, and then also a handful of colors. So this is just going to give you that traditional casting jig with a tungsten head. Imakatsu makes some great jigs, so I know a lot of you guys are fans of smaller, more compact. You can see it's a very small, compact casting jig. Casting jigs are going to be better for when you're just kind of like pitching around. Instead of long cast, you usually want a football head for that. Casting jigs more of like a pitching style. Okay, so there you go, some great options from Imakatsu. Those are available now. All right, really quick, Jeff, let's talk about Sunline. We launched the new Almight braid. This is the replacement to the Defier D braid. Several weeks ago, a lot of the sizes sold out, especially in the pink, because everybody loves pink, but there's also a new camo color. I've been using both. I love both. Pretty much everything is back. So if you guys missed out or need to stock up, all the key colors and sizes are back. I say key colors, only 2 colors, but the key sizes. Now, keep in mind, if you guys are used to using US line, you're gonna wanna upsize 1 full size to get you in a similar diameter. So, you know, this line is rated as a GO rating, which doesn't necessarily compute to the same diameter. So their 11 pound is gonna be closer to what you guys are used to in like an 8 pound, okay? So 18.5 pound is gonna be closer to like a 15 pound diameter. So on and so forth, right? So if you're used to Japan Go sizing, it's all laid out there. If you're used to US pound sizing, just go up 1 full size and you'll be happy. This is that cord line that's just amazing. We use it on pretty much all of our rods. So there you go. Those are back from Sunline. Also, the Sunline padded packs are back. We sell gazillions of these things. So these are designed to store your line spools, right? It's kind of a zip, cool camo. There's individual compartments that you can deck this out. You can use these for your, like your bulk spools. A lot of guys use them for reels. A lot of guys I've even seen, you know, swim baits and different things inside of them, or multiple inner packs. So do whatever you want, but designed to kind of store your line and keep it safe in the boat or at home. So those are back in stock. And then there is a brand new Sunline storage bag. Okay, so I love waterproof zip bags like this. This is what I store pretty much all of my swim baits in. So like spark shads, doe live shads, mag drafts, things that I want to keep in the clamshell and then they just become a pain in the ass in the boat. I love storing them in just clear bags like this. Like I would just put maybe 20 mag drafts in here, seal it up, and then boom, it's done. So you could do the same with line if you want to do that as well, or whatever you wanted to store. But kind of a cool branded storage bag from Sunline. Those are available now. All right, promotion number 5, our last one of the day. 25% off. This may sound weird. You probably didn't even know we carried any of this in the store. Strike King.
Boom. Best company.
So, pretty much all of us throw still the 8XD, the 10XD, 6XDs. So if you're a fan of Strike King makes a great crankbait. So anything that we have in stock, Strike King, 25% off, you guys are welcome to it. So great chance to stock up for the summer. That is available now. And then our 5th and final BOGO is going Ryugi. Okay, so I've got a few key things that we're doing from Ryugi. Let's start right here. LT offset Pro Pack hooks. Okay, so this is like your standard day in and day out Texas rig, free rig. It's got a little longer shank by the line tie, so it holds the plastic on really good. These are going to come in Pro Packs, so they're kind of bulk packs. They're going to be anywhere from 15 to 10 depending on the size of the hook, but they're available in a size 2, a size 1, a 1/0, 2/0, 3/0, 4/0, and 5/0. Okay, so depending on what you want to do, you can do it. They're $8.99 a pack, so we're going to do buy one get one free. So basically you're going to get them for $4.50 a pack for a Pro Pack. That's a pretty good deal. Okay, so BOGO on LT offset Pro Pack while supplies last. We're also going to do BOGO on weighted pierce and heavy weighted pierce hooks from Ryugi. Okay, so this is basically going to be like that twist lock style weighted hook. Great on swim baits, great on anything that you want to just tie on, twist on, and the weight's incorporated into the hook. So all sizes, all weights, weighted hooks, heavy weighted from Ryugi. Buy one, get one free while supplies last. All right, almost done, Jeff. Jeff, do you remember when we were in Japan last time, we raided every tackle store buying Sakamata shads and Horizon heads?
I remember that.
Just
I
so
crossed that
you
out.
tried to delete it from your mind. Literally went through like 100 stores just trying to find Horizon heads, because we've spoken about the Owner Range Roller in the past being one of the best strolling heads. The other one that rivals this is the Gagagotsu Horizon Head LG, finally in stock in big quantities, okay, and all sizes. So there are two versions to this. There is the regular LG version, and then there is the Weed Guard version. Weed Guard, pretty self-explanatory. If you guys are fishing around a lot of brush, you need a Weed Guard, get the Weed Guard version. Otherwise, you're gonna stay in the LG. Now, what is different from an LG Horizon Head to a Range Roller? I'm glad you asked, Jeff.
Of course.
Okay, I wanted to demonstrate. The Horizon Head LGs are going to come in 3 hook options: a 1/0, a 2/0, and a 3/0. Now, during our time in Japan, where the Range Roller is certainly a staple, almost everybody we talk to, especially as the plastics are getting larger, is switching over to the Horizon Head. So the Range Roller is going to be great for your standard, 3-inch, 4-inch type plastics. But once you start venturing into that 5-inch, 6.5-inch, like especially some of these, like the Super Fish Roller and stuff, you kind of need a little bit bigger hook. The LG is going to give you a wide gap style hook. Okay, so I'm just going to compare and contrast really fast here with you guys. Okay, just so we can compare and contrast, here is an Owner Range Roller 1/0. And here is a Gagagotsu Horizon Head LG 1/0. So you can see it's a much bigger hook on there, right? A lot more gap. So if you have a bulkier plastic, you're going to be able to put this in a much bulkier plastic. The hook's not going to basically get buried and not have any bite on it. Okay, the gap gets even more substantial when we get over to the 3/0. All right, and then here is a side-by-side comparison of the 3/0 sizes. So here's the Owner Range Roller 3/0 compared to the Horizon Head LG. So you can see the LG's just got a huge gap on it. So again, it's all going to depend on preference and the type of bait you're fishing. If you're fishing a thinner bait, then the Owner Range Roller is probably going to be the best option because you're going to have less hook. But if you're fishing a bigger, thicker bait, you might like this wider gap here. If you're fishing a 6-inch Sakamata, maybe the Super Fish Roller, this is just going to give you a much wider hook so that you still have that gap, so that you have good hookup ratios. Okay, so check those out. All the sizes. By the way, there's an in-between 2 and a 2/0 in this, which is nice. You go 1/0, 2/0, 3/0 in multiple sizes. So those are available now from Gagagotsu. Those are the Horizon Head LGs. All right, Jeff, so one of the questions that I've been getting asked a lot is in regards to strolling. Well, we're on this topic, right? Strolling kind of started with like smaller 2-inch, 3-inch, 4-inch baits, but now it's been getting much more popular. Like even you're throwing 6.5, 6, 7.5-inch baits, right? So by the time you add a head and the bait, this is getting up there in weight. And most strolling rods are like little stinger tip rods built for like lighter weights. So the question I get a lot is what rod to use for these heavier baits. This is the rod that I would recommend, and they are back. See how I segued that in? See how that worked into a what's new video? So this is from Megabass. This is a Destroyer P5. This is the Kirasame Kamiyama Special. Okay, so this is a rod that a lot of you won't be familiar with. This is one of the original P5s that they did. Has not been spoken about much because it's kind of a very niche rod, but if you guys are strolling and looking for a rod to handle those heavier baits, this would be one I would highly recommend. First off, it's beautiful. It's got a little shorter butt section to it. It's got this carbon fiber lockdown, but here's the critical thing. It's an F5 6.5, so it's a 6'5" 1/8 ounce to 3/4 ounce lure rating. It's a very strong, powerful rod with a stinger tip. Okay, so what you want is you want that softer tip up top, because when you're moving that stroll, you want it to be relatively soft at the tip to give that bait a chance to have those exaggerated side to side movements to it. This rod will give that to you and still allow you to use the heavier line. A lot of guys, like even if you watch Koya, they're not fishing light line. They're using 12 pound, 15 pound, 18 pound. So it'll let you use beefier gear. You are gonna wanna put a 3 or a 4,000 size spinning reel on this, okay? Because it is a F5, it's a powerful rod. But with the use of that stinger tip, it really lets you fish those heavier baits. So those are back in stock. You guys can check those out from Megabass. All right, and finally, Jeff, let's wrap it with some Jackal Japan, okay? You know that we're big fans of the dice around here.
We are.
And dice concepts continuously are coming out, new things, new trends. Everybody's trying to go off of that kind of smaller downsized bait. Here's Jackal's attempt at that style of bait. This is called the Jimi Henge.
What a great name.
Right? Kind of a Jimi Hendrix throwback, kind of, see where they're going?
I see.
Jimi Henge. Okay.
Is that what it look like?
Let's open one up. Not at all. Yeah, and I don't know that that's where it's going either.
Oh.
I don't know why else such a weird name would be chosen. But let me show you. So, you're going to get 5 baits a pack. Okay. This is a 42 size. They're also working on a larger size. So here you go. There is the Jimi Henge. Now, only a couple of colors in this, but fortunately, they're good colors. Okay, so you can see it kind of has these crazy arms, these flat arms, and it kind of looks like a bullet. Now, you're going to rig it here. This is the front. Okay, front is here. So you're going to go in and out with the hook. As you pull it, those arms are collapsing. So it's kind of giving like a pulsing, almost like a, you know, a crawdad or a shrimp would pulse away. It's shaped like a rocket, so when you go to cast it, it should have greater castability. The arms will fold, and then you can pop it and it has that great escape action. So look, it's super finessey and weird, as everything in this category is. So, you know, a lot of you guys are into it. If you're into it, the Jimi Henge from Jackal, those are available now. And then finally, Jackal has come out with a bunch of new tools. Now, we've had these for a couple of days and they're already evaporating out. A lot of our staff's buying them. A lot of customers coming in are buying them. So I promise I will get more. But there is a new PE braid scissor from Jackal. There are 2 new pliers. There's a light plier and a multi-plier. The multi-plier is basically kind of like a stainless plier. It's available in a red, a blue, and a black. It's just going to be kind of like an all-around use plier. The light pliers is like a split ring plier. Okay, so designed for smaller split rings. Really cool. I've added one of those into my arsenal. And then finally, there is a new bank scissor. Okay, so this is designed as a, I'll take one out so you can see. You know what, I want a black one. So a couple different colors. There's a green and a black. If I can figure out how to get into this thing. There we go. Tear it open. All right, so the bank scissors comes with its own little pouch, but basically it's got a carabiner if you wanted to attach it to your bag or whatever. But it has these little pushy things here where you can cut, and then when you're done, it just retracts. And that way you don't have anything poking at you while you're walking around or you're in weird spots. It's only there when you need it to be there, and then it folds right back up. So kind of a cool concept, made out of a very, very crushable or non-crushable hard plastic. So again, designed for bank fishing, but of course you can use it wherever you need to use it. That's the bank scissor from Jackal. All right, Jeff, that is a wrap. We're done. No more.
Okay.
Beer drinking time. What was your favorite? Oh, there goes my strolling rod.
Yeah, see you later.
Yeah. We covered a lot of things today.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff over there. What?
I don't remember most of it.
Bank scissors, probably?
Bank scissors are up there for sure.
That Jimi Henge. I know how much you love filming dice videos, so
yeah, I've done
we'll have
12
to
do.
of them. They just eat it, so it's easy to throw.
The best thing for sure was, oh yeah, there's Baitsanity in this. Definitely the Spro KGB Shad in the Shad color.
Yeah, you like that one?
That one's actually sick, especially
Yeah.
since the price didn't go up. Normally
That's-
on custom colors, it's like double the price, but
Yeah.
same price, those are probably already gone. Or 4 hours in. So.
Right. Yeah, that's 4 hours. And I'm still on my first beer. I'm slacking. I don't know. The Respect the OG Bento is pretty dope.
Oh, I forgot about that.
It's cool. Yeah, that was in the beginning.
Oh
That was
my
4 hours ago we talked about that.
Holy smokes.
With the flags.
Yes.
Like, it's pretty cool that all that's in stock at the same time. So, guys, if you have any question on anything we covered, I know there was a lot. We threw a lot into this episode. Drop a comment down below. I will get an answer for you. Of course, you can find me on Instagram as well later in the day, or anytime during the week. You can hit me there. I will get answers for you. Jeff will put links to everything for you guys. On behalf of myself and Jeff and Griff and everybody here at the Hookup Tackle, guys, thank you guys for your business. Thank you for your time on Sunday mornings. I hope you have an amazing and safe weekend. Enjoy Cinco de Mayo. Enjoy delicious Orion if you can find it. Maybe do Pacifico today or Modelo today. All right, I'll give you guys a pass.
The exception.
But tomorrow, it better be back to Orion.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful weekend, guys. Hug your family. Go catch a big fish. Cheers. We'll see you guys again next week. Peace.